Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Transformers Titans Return review for you today. This is Leader Class Powermaster Optimus Prime with Autobot Apex, which is what they call his little headmaster. I've already removed it from the box, but this is the front of the package. Side's pretty boring. This side's got some nice artwork there. Nothing on the bottom. But as you can see, the back of the box is pretty nice. Robot mode, vehicle mode, and then the leader class do have a base mode, so that's pretty cool. Same kind of picture we're used to seeing where it shows leader class, Voyager, Deluxe, and Titan Master class. And I'll try to zoom in on his little bio. I don't know if it's going to come in or not. It says, I'll just read it to you. Optimus Prime will stand against any threat. Autobot Apex help him face the enemies that even the Autobot commander cannot face alone. The Titan Master carries a portion of the spark, the power of Optimus Prime, increasing the legendary warrior's already immense strength, speed, and intelligence. So there you go. I really love the head here for Apex. Very, very cool. So yeah, I think it's pretty neat how they kind of, in G1 he was originally a Powermaster, and now they've kind of made him a Headmaster. I don't know if that means the Titans will always be Headmasters, so I don't know if in future lines that means we're not going to see Powermasters, Target Masters, Pretenders, I don't know. Only time will tell. But we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the figure itself. So here is Powermaster Optimus Prime. Now, most people who are familiar with the toy line know that this guy is a remolding / repaint of Ultra Magnus. And I don't think I ever reviewed Ultra Magnus, so I thought I have him handy. You could see him side by side. It's definitely the same mold. Magnus I always thought looked great. I think they did a great job with Powermaster Optimus Prime. He also looks great. So I just thought for fun I'd show you a little side by side comparison there. And Magnus wants to fall over. Anyway, so yeah, this is him. He comes with these two guns which go on his shoulders. He also comes with the same two guns that Ultra Magnus came with. The cool thing about this is you can go ahead and open up the fist. Just all the fingers are on one joint. And you can see there's a little tab there. And the butt of the handle of the gun will actually kind of clip in there. And then you can close the hands around it. And that really keeps it in place. I like that a lot. It works for both of them. And I think that's a nice feature because the hands for Magnus, they fall out very easily. So at least with this, and of course I'm doing it wrong. There we go. You can hear it kind of click in. And then they really stay in place very nicely. So I appreciate that. I think it's a nice way to kind of update the mold a little bit, address a problem that they knew that was out there. So that's great. I personally would have preferred two of this gun instead of this one because it doesn't really make sense to form these into the hammer anymore. I didn't really think it made sense for Magnus either. But yeah, in G1 Powermaster Prime came with two of this gun and then one black rifle, but two of the same gun. I would have preferred two of these, but what are you going to do? I'm going to put these off to the side for now. So yeah, this guy looks fantastic. Posability real quick, and then I'll move on to the Titan Master. Head can go from side to side. You have the shoulder, ratchet up and down. Then you have a little bit out to the side as well. You have pretty much 90 degrees in the elbow. The hands open as I just showed. Then you have the ratchet very tight in the hips. And then also out to the side. You have a thigh swivel there. And all the panels are popping out as I'm trying to... He does have, obviously, knee articulation. I don't think it's quite 90 degrees. I would say it's at least 45. And then you have this play here in the foot, which is really part of the transformation. Unfortunately, and I don't think I'm wrong in this, you can't tilt this. I would have loved it if you could tilt that just a little bit to help him stand. But it still stands pretty well. And I think they did a great job with the back. Like there's not really any open spaces. It all looks pretty tight. Yes, it's a lot of gray, but that's because of the trailer. I think they did a nice job. It's all very condensed, and there's not really much kibble. And the front just looks fantastic. I really, really think they did a great job with Powermaster Optimus Prime here. Showing off how the Headmaster works. Now, because the Titan Master, they're all the same size no matter the class, but that size would look kind of small on a toy this large or a robot this large. So this actually lifts up. You can see there's a hinge here, and I'll get this gun out of the way. There's a hinge here, and then there's another hinge here. So you actually lift this back, as you can see, and then that shows the little Titan Master underneath. So you can pop him off. I'll put him off to the side for a moment. We'll zoom in on this guy. I love this. I think they did a great job. Kind of reminiscent of Orion Pax. But the face looks fantastic. The molding is great. The eyes are painted beautifully. The face is painted beautifully. I have no complaints whatsoever. This head looks great. Transforming it very simply. I do think the head here, the visor could have used, like if they just painted that visor blue, this guy would be perfect in my opinion. I have no problem with the torso and the arms being the same color. I understand they're tiny, the Titan Masters. But they could have painted the visor, I think. If I have him handy, here's Siren, or Loudmouth. They painted his visor, and otherwise he's pretty much the same color scheme in robot mode. But they did paint his visor, so I'm not really sure why they didn't for Apex. But if they would have just painted that visor blue, this would be perfect. But it's not a big deal. I mean, it doesn't ruin the toy for me, just a little nitpick. But this side looks absolutely fantastic. So no complaints there whatsoever on the front of the face. And the cool thing is when you go ahead and plug this in, you can see there's a little kind of tab here on the back, and that kind of fits into this little section there. And that kind of makes it fit nice and snugly. Now for some reason this kind of wants to pop in. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so once that's in, then you can close this back over top. And then close that there. And you can see, and I'll try to get in close. It's going to be hard to see, but the eyes from the Headmaster actually show through. But the rest of it is the mask. Only the eyes show through from the Headmaster underneath. So if you wanted to pop somebody else in there, you could. And you can see what other eyes line up or visors line up or what other colors they got going on. So again, a lot of possibilities. But I think they did a really nice job with the robot mode here for Powermaster Optimus Prime. I think it really looks like the G1 toy. It's a great remolding, repurposing of the Ultra Magnus mold. I just think they did a great job. But we'll go ahead and we'll check out the transformation into truck mode. Alright, so the transformation is very similar to Ultra Magnus. I'm just going to go ahead and remove these guns on the side here. And I've already removed his handguns. You're going to have to go ahead, unlike Ultra Magnus, you're going to have to go ahead and remove the Titan Master. And then you can just close this back up. Just like that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you can pull this chest piece down. And you're going to pull this, the cab, what's going to be the cab of the truck, open. Just like you would with Ultra Magnus. And you're going to pop the entire head down in there. And the cool thing to note is it kind of forms, and I know it's kind of hard to see in there, but it kind of forms a little seat. And Apex will be able to sit in there later, so we'll take a look at that later. But then you're going to flip this piece up, because that's going to, you know, cover this panel back here. And then you can close this up, and that's going to snap together, and that's going to be the cab of the truck. So you can go ahead and lift that up, and then swivel it around. And you kind of have to make sure you can get over everything here. So you might have to tilt it. There you go. And then you can see these two blue tabs are going to peg in. And then there you go. That is going to be the cab of your truck. That can kind of hover there for a second. No big deal. You're going to come down to the bottom here. And you can unpeg these sides. Let me shift down to the legs here. You're going to basically, I like to pull these open a little bit to make it easier. You're going to flip these panels all the way around. Straighten them out. Just kind of get them out of the way for now. Then you're going to take the feet and they're going to rotate all the way around and then sit flush back here. Just like Ultra Magnus, so that's nothing new. And then that's going to sit in flush like that. You're going to lift these panels down, the front blue panels that are the shins. And then you can see you're going to have to rotate this around. So you're going to unpeg it from this peg right there. You're going to unpeg that and then rotate it around. And again, you're going to have to just kind of move the arms and everything out of the way while you do this. And then it's going to revolve around and peg in on a second hole, which you can't really see until you do it. You can see it's right there. And it'll make sense when you log it in, move it around. For some reason, the legs like to pop out on me, and I don't know why that is. There we go. Get that back in there. Okay, so sorry, I know it kind of looks like a jumbled mess, but you can go ahead and you can peg these together. And this is obviously going to form the whole back of the trailer. You can go ahead and rotate this down at the hips. It's a very tight ratchet, so just be careful. And then you can, this piece is going to sit in here. Now with Ultra Magnus it went flush. It doesn't do that for Prime. So you're just going to have it sit there like that. And you can peg these together as well. Snap them right there. You're going to bend that down. You're going to take the arms, and let me sit it down at this point because it'll be easier. Straighten out the arms. Then you're going to bring them down, and they're going to flip around like this. Now, you're going to peg them together, but I find it easier if you move these panels out of the way for right now, because they will eventually go down there. And then you can get this all together and peg that together there. Then you're going to come down, and you're going to tab these together just like that. And then this is going to come down, and then these two tabs on the side are going to tab into holes on the side of this. Very much like Ultra Magnus. Then you're just going to close up these panels, and they're going to tab in here. And then you can see these pieces are going to kind of dovetail with this. So you might have to reach your finger in from the other side to get that all to close in. Just makes it a little bit easier. Although once you have the one side in, then you're kind of messed up. But there you go. Okay, so that's good. Then you can close these back up. And you can see he's really got a nice wide inside of his trailer there. It's not 100% flush the whole way, so it's not super easy to drive cars in there. But you can do it. Then the last thing you're going to do is pull this down. Or no, I'm sorry. First you're going to slide it. Which way do you do this? No, you pull it down first, and then you slide it forward. And there you go. You have the cab with the truck. You can put these pieces back on here. Very simply like that. If you would like, you can go ahead and peg the handguns, the black handguns up here. Just for extra storage. On Ultra Magnus, they pegged on the side, but on here they peg on the top. So I think it looks fantastic. This is perfect. The whole stripe and Autobot symbol on the side looks exactly like G1 Powermaster Prime to me. And then if I can zoom down a little bit here, this is going to open up just like this. And get that out of the way. You can see there's a little seat, so you can take Apex and sit him like this. And then he will just sit right on here. Why is he not? Oh, I see. It's not lined up. So just like that. And then go ahead. He's a pretty tight fit. I mean, he fits. There's not a whole lot of room in there, but he does fit in there. So then it looks like he's driving the cab. And there you go. I think this is a fantastic vehicle mode. They did a fantastic job of remolding Ultra Magnus. It looks very reminiscent of the G1 Powermaster Prime. I like that the inside of the trailer is empty as opposed to Powermaster Prime. G1 Powermaster Prime, I should say. So you could put some cars or some little vehicles or something in there. Like if you wanted to open this up. Have the ramp come down. And just for, say, example, you have a couple of these little Titan Master vehicles. You could very easily put something like that in there. So I like that. I like that it has some extra playability like that. And close it back up. But yeah, I really, really, absolutely love this vehicle mode. I think they did a fantastic job. Alright, so Powermaster Prime also has a base mode. I'm going to go ahead and start by just removing all of his guns and putting them off to the side for the moment. You're going to start by opening up these side panels. If I can get them undone without snapping them. Come on, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up on both sides. There we go. Got that. You can go ahead and unpeg these and fold them back up. Then you can split the arms open. And just kind of rotate them around. Just like that. You can go ahead and put the cab back. And then it has a little panel like that you can rotate out, which is going to be more important in about a minute. You can go ahead and pull the chest piece back out and just kind of rotate this back up. Then you can go ahead and split the legs. Now you're going to want to rotate this whole section back down, peg that in, and then you can go ahead and put the shin guards back. And you can go ahead and do that on both sides. Then what you're going to want to do is just go ahead and rotate that thigh swivel 90 degrees and then put these kind of ramps down like that. And then you can really, at whatever angle you like, I kind of like to do like a 45 angle and then rotate these back and then put this all down. Rotate these back and peg them in so you have kind of towers like that. And then it's just kind of finding what angles you like. But something like that. That's basically the base mode. I was really trying to find a way, because I like these ramps, and I kind of wish they were on the front, like this, because that's very reminiscent of the G1 base mode. But you can't really do it. Like, I was trying to find a way to do it. If the knee joints were able to bend both ways, or if you could somehow rotate the knee joints, then you could bend this out, and then you could have this over here and have the two ramps on the side. I mean, I understand why they don't want to make it so that the knee joints go both ways, but I feel like it wouldn't have been that big of a hindrance in robot mode, and it would have been something cool that they could have done so that you could get the ramps on the side. It's not a huge problem. Also, you can go ahead and you can put these guns here and here. And it definitely looks cool. I like the look of it. It's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect, but it's not terrible. From the back, it looks kind of weird. But from the front, I think it looks pretty neat. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could pull this forward. It's up to you. It's your preference. That's the nice thing about it. You really can kind of play with it a little bit and see what you like. These guns don't really go anywhere. If you really wanted, you could put them in his fist, like he was holding them. If you wanted it to kind of look like a city spire or something like that, that's something you could do. That, again, it's all personal preference. There's a little bit of playability there as far as what you'd like to do. But I think it's cool. There's lots of little pegs. There's pegs here, 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 all around, so that you can go ahead and peg in your Titan Masters. So I'll try to zoom in a little bit here. But I mean, you can go ahead and peg Apex in here. If I can do it right, there we go. You can bring in some other guys, like here's Loudmouth / Siren. You can put him in there. You have, let me get another Titan Master here. Here's Nightbeat. You can put him there. So I think it's a lot of fun. I think that's really cool. I think it's a decent base mode. It's not the best, and I've already told you how I would modify it, but other than that, I still think it works. I think it's pretty cool. There's even a couple spots up here. If you wanted to peg someone in up there, you certainly could. I appreciate that they put all the little peg spots in so that all your guys have little spots to hang out. I think that's really cool. But yeah, overall, it's a decent base mode. It's not the best. I really think if they would have made it so that the knees bent both ways and you could get the ramps on the side, I think it would be even better. That's the only way I would really tweak it. So I really love this Powermaster Optimus Prime. I think they did a fantastic job repainting and remolding the Ultra Magnus mold to the point that if you hadn't seen Magnus beforehand, you might not even know that this was originally an Ultra Magnus mold that they remolded into Powermaster Prime. I think they did that good of a job. The vehicle mode looks so much like the G1 Powermaster Prime. It doesn't really look like Ultra Magnus at all anymore, so I think they did a fantastic job with that. I really like the Titan Master that comes with this, Apex. I think they did a fantastic job on the, head mode as far as the face of the head's really painted nicely and molded nicely. In the Titan Master mode, the little robot, I think the visor could have definitely used a little bit of paint, but that's kind of my only nitpick with that. I just really like this toy. I just noticed it does have a bicep swivel. I can't believe I missed that the first time. And I never did show you guys the card that he comes with, so just to show you a quick look at that. Zoom in there. The same kind of card stock that we're used to, but it's a nice card. And there are his stats on the back. So, wanted to make sure I included that, because I kind of forgot that originally. But yeah, this is a great toy. I highly recommend it. Even if you already have Ultra Magnus, I would still recommend picking this guy up because the Headmaster gimmick and the extensive remolding really does make it worth it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your opinions. I think it's a fantastic toy, but I want to know what you guys think. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Powermaster Optimus Prime from the Transformers Titans Return line, and thanks for watching.